Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing some tidying up around here. There's always work to be done in the garden, as you may know if you're a gardener. So I'm going to show you guys some things that I have on my list to do today. Hopefully I can get them all done. So I purchased these cat deterrent balls. They are, let's see, efficient, sunproof, natural ingredients, durable, rain resistant, easy to use. Doesn't have the ingredients on here, but let's see where to use: flowers, plants, fruit trees, vegetables. And I have a lot of stray cats out here that are digging up in my garden, so I'm gonna pop some of these little balls here in the areas that I think that I can maybe deter them. So let's get to it. So I'm gonna put two to a little package. So we have one in here, one in here. Well, I'm a little annoyed because I just found out that something dug up all of the bulbs I planted over here. There was a hole right there. Let's see. There was a hole there. There's one bulb. A hole here. So I should have put these out yesterday. Dang it. And then a hole there that doesn't look like it got dug up too much, but darn it. Well, this is where we're gonna drop these then. Hopefully I can salvage them. That really sucks. So we'll see if these work over here. Here's a Rusty. Hi, kitty. Hi, sweetie. She's a really good cat. I've had her for about, since 2019, and I think she was a couple years old when I got her. There's our fly. Huh. Say hi, fly. Okay, so update. I went through all of the holes and I found out that the bulbs were not eaten. They were dug up though. So my little deterrent balls, I guess, I put 3 in this garden bed. So you can see I put 1 in that hole and then another one right up front here, and then look at this sweet girl. And then another one right there. So we should be good. I'll let you guys know if they work, because I will be able to tell tomorrow when I come out here and check whether or not something dug up in there. So anyways, we did that. Check that off the list. Now I'm gonna go through, and I need a lot of really close trimming done to a lot of the plants. As you can see, you know, like the side of this, you see all that right there. Yeah, I'm gonna use my new little tool, which I'm pretty excited about because I think it works pretty well. So I'm gonna use my new little tool and go around and just trim out some stuff that's looking, you know, grass that's overgrown or anything like that. So we'll get to it. Check out this new tool I got. It's pretty exciting. I do want to note that I'm really excited. I got a shed, so we're gonna have that get put up this weekend, so I can have more of you know, an area to store all of my garden supplies, pots, lawn stuff like the lawnmower. It's pretty big. It is, I don't know if it says on the box. Let me show you here. So here's the box. And came in 2 boxes. Got a little rained on, but I'm sure it's fine. So yeah, hopefully we can get that put up this weekend so that we can have a little bit more organization here. Fly. So next on the to-do list, I'm going to scoop up the rest of the compost that I have. I ordered half of a dump truck. Yeah, half of a dump truck full of cow manure. Geez, well, that might have been June or July, I can't remember. But so there's a little bit of that left, and the whole goal with that was to start making my own soil and to put it over top of all of my new garden beds after I put the cardboard down, so that they can sit and get all juicy for spring over the winter. So that's kind of what we have going on with my whole garden bed situation, because I feel like I started a bunch of garden beds and then I didn't finish them to completion. I was like, oh, I want some flowers here. Oh, I want some plants here. Oh, you know, so I just got really excited to utilize all of the space that I have, and I didn't really fully complete any of the beds. I would say that the recovery garden bed is probably the closest to completion, because I started that one and I laid down all the I used the Lowe's leaf bags that you put your leaves in, and I laid that all down once I started thinking, because I put just a few plants in the ground, and I can post a picture of that and show you what it looked like at first, and then it's just so crazy to see what it looks like now. But that one was the first one that I pretty much completed. So it started back here, and then I just started laying down those the lawn bags, and then I had this was before I had all of my cow manure compost. I bought the $2 bags from Home Depot, and I just laid those all throughout the whole, you know, started right up here and then just kept laying them over top of the Lowe's bags. And I'm pretty sure you could probably see, like back here, there's still some Lowe's bags. And then I laid topsoil over top of them, and that they sat throughout the whole summer. And like I said, I just got so excited that everything was working out in that garden bed. That's when I decided to just connect to the back here. And that's just, you know, I just couldn't stop. Couldn't stop. I did make the garden bed that is right here. It used to be the shade garden bed. Only half of the summer. It's shady though. So it's a half shade garden bed. And like I said, I just kept getting excited, and then I moved to the garden bed back there, the new shade garden. And so now we pretty much have it all connecting, but I didn't really fully complete any of these beds. Like, so my issue that I'm having with this one right here is that's where the garden bed kind of stops. And then I have this space right here. And then I have my maiden grasses. So there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And those are kind of on the border of my property, but I don't have like a good flow into the back of the yard. So that is what I'll be working on for the rest of today. So is definitely laying that compost out and kind of seeing where I'm at there. And just little things like some of these garden beds, like this one right here, there's a big patch of grass right here. So I need to get some cardboard, lay some compost on top of it. So it's not, you know, so we can really get the garden bed to where I don't need to mess with it. I can just let it sit and do its decomposing over the winter, and everything's gonna be perfect for spring. That's the goal. Crazy. That's a lot. That's a huge space. Wonder how big that tarp is, but yeah, I think a good idea would be to put the shed there. So, I mean, the grass is already dead there anyway. So let's go ahead and move on. I'm gonna lay some of this compost out in the shade garden around here to try and make it connect. To get these two, there's a lot of grass growing through a lot of this cardboard and the bags. I think there's both in here. So it's pretty messy in here, and I need to really figure out a way to stop the grass on the outside from growing on inside the garden bed. So just little things that you need to think about. Why? Okay, I was gonna say they better not have dug up more bulbs. Just kind of analyzing the area. Look at my Anna's Magic Ball. I really love this plant. And this was a balloon flower that I feel like didn't get mentioned a whole lot because the Cleome and all the other annuals that were positioned right here were kind of growing over top of it. So at least we'll have her for next year. All right, guys. Well, as you can see, I'm a little messy from doing some of that work, but I just want to thank you all, and I have compost on my face. I just want to thank you guys for following along and watching. I do appreciate it. I am really excited about this journey that I'm taking. I mean, I never thought that I would have the type of garden that I have now after starting just buying a few perennials this year. But here we are, and now we've got work to do. So once again, I do appreciate it for you watching and sticking through. And I just wanted to tell you guys thank you, happy gardening, and have a nice day.